The Gourmet King, Persona 3's best social link.
Psych.
The Gourmet King is Persona 3's food critic, and if I'm being honest, my review on him is probably going to sound something like his review on that rancid gravy I just brought him.
God, this sucks.
In all seriousness, some people like the Gourmet King social link, and some people hate it. And in this video, I'll be reviewing this social link. We'll be using the same format we've been using for these social link review videos, which means it'll be judged from 1 to 10 in 3 different categories: the likability, relatability, and the social link story. And before we get into this first category, I want to give you a quick warning that there will be spoilers for the social link in this video, so if you don't want it to be spoiled, then I suggest you click off the video now. But not before hitting that like and subscribe button. The Gourmet King is an odd character, to say the least. He starts off being a fairly likable character. I mean, he's just a friend that basically enjoys eating and wants to show you around all these cool restaurants and teach you about new things to eat. However, as our relationship progresses with the Gourmet King, we start to understand why that guy was yelling at him earlier in the social link. In the biggest turn of events ever, it turns out that the Gourmet King is actually a cult member and scammer? Yeah, that's right. The quirky little guy who just likes to eat is actually just bringing people closer to him so he can make them join the cult he's involved in that will lead them to paradise. Yeah, it's weird and it just kind of comes out of nowhere, but the main issue with this cult is that you have to shell out 132,000 yen to join. I mean, seriously, imagine getting to heaven and God being like, "Hey man, you can't come in, you didn't give Nozomi his 132,000 yen.
I'm sorry, man. You know I can't let you in here. Dad said so.
I mean, it really is just kind of weird. And once you tell him that this sounds ridiculous, he just yells at you and runs off. This cultist behavior, though, does get him in trouble, and it leads to the man from before paying to have him beat up. You save him, and he confides all of his insecurities in you, which I'll get deeper into with the next category, but overall, the Gourmet King is just kind of weird. He tries to scam even his closest friends, and although he does have unfortunate circumstances, I can't bring myself to give a scammer anything higher than a 2 out of 10 on the likability scale. Now, I want to talk about the cause for his insecurities before we make a full judgment on his relatability. His insecurities come from him having a cooler younger brother who was taller, smarter, stronger, and better looking than him. However, this brother tragically died. This leads Nozomi, or the Gourmet King, to begin eating because it was something he was good at and something that helped him keep his mind off of trying to be better than his deceased brother. So basically, Nozomi is a young man struggling with weight problems because he chooses to use eating as an escape from his reality. I can see where this could maybe be an innuendo to like using drugs to escape reality, or really just anything people use to escape reality. While I can see where this could be relatable for some people, I personally find it hard to relate to. And since I know that there are probably some people who can relate to him pretty well, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10 for this category, and this could be a little generous, but I feel like he deserves it. Now let's get into the social link story, and since I've already covered a lot of this story, I'm going to keep this one fairly short and just give some explanation behind why I gave him the rating I did. Ultimately, this story does have a pretty big plot twist that it does a good job foreshadowing. And despite the story being kind of strange and at times really having you confused, it's actually pretty interesting and really catches you by surprise. I mean, who expected this guy to be a cult member, or for him to just blatantly try to scam you after you already heard what he tried to do to the last guy? While it may not be the best story in the Persona franchise, or definitely not even in Persona 3, it's certainly not a terrible one, and for that, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 in the social link story section. Now I know what you're all thinking, so the Gourmet King is worse than Kenji? And the short answer is yes. He only scored an overall score of 13 out of 30, and that is 1 point lower than Kenji scored. But the long answer is it all just depends on what you look for in a social link. If you're looking for a better story, then I'll take the Gourmet King all day. I mean, I just really didn't care for Kenji's whole "I'm gonna date my teacher" story arc. It just wasn't really great to me. However, if you are asking who I'd rather have as a friend, I'm definitely gonna say Kenji. He's a lot more loyal and just seems like a more stand-up guy. I mean, I don't really think I would trust Nozomi in the real world. I mean, I'm definitely not going to trust a guy who tried to scam me out of 132,000 yen. It just doesn't seem feasible. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think I got this one right? Do you think I got it wrong? Do you completely disagree? Do you totally agree? Do you think I was harsh on him? Let me know down below, and also let me know who you guys want to see next. So, I know what you're asking now. Is the Gourmet King actually the worst social link in the game? And my answer to you is, continue watching the social link review series and find out. I'll see you all in the next video.